What's going on, everybody out there, and welcome back to another episode of the Dark Avenger comic book review. As I fixed the microphone because I remember I'm a dork and forgot to fix it. We are here back again live, and I don't think a lot of you were expecting it because no one. Oh, I'm sorry. Why'd you put? And because fixing things live works out great. Because I don't think anybody in the Discord knew. We've been away, as you all know. Cindy went away the past 2 weeks, so I've been away from live shows. This is the first live show back in the past 2 weeks. Yeah. 2 weeks, yeah. We didn't make it to Frontline this past Tuesday. We'll be back on there next week's Tuesday. We will also be back on, I will be back on Zone 4 this Friday. And tomorrow, this is the pre-show, by the way. Tomorrow, I actually will be guesting on Gamer Gal Pal's Dungeons and Dragons stream. I will be in D&D with them. 7 o'clock on the Gamer Gal Pals Twitch channel. So I'll be streaming on there with them. I will be in the adventure. I'm looking forward to it. I haven't played D&D for a good amount of years. So
I wish I could play D&D.
I'm sure you do. But yeah, and we're looking, if they do expand, put your name down. Because, I'm sure we will want more people, especially as we move the adventure.
Well, depending on if I can, too, because of work and stuff.
So, yeah, I'll be live somewhere for the next 3 nights, definite. Now, the horror streams, October 1st all the way through to tonight has been a wee bit hard. It's only been 3 days into October so far. Never said it was going to be an everyday stream, because I know a few people have asked me already. I am thinking of doing an intro to it tonight. Now, I would like to also point out that Forza has come out. Call of Duty will be coming out. There's no story for Call of Duty, though. And I'm still on the fence if I'm going to buy Assassin's Creed. I'm really on the fence with that one. I want to see some reviews of it first. I see Toxic Rose in the comments. How are you doing, darling? How are you? I've seen you streaming, and I've seen you on PlayStation a bit. I know you've been playing Fortnite, and I know you've been playing with Cody and James. I was riding with Cody. He disappeared. What do you call it? Dead by Daylight? I think that's it. But you guys should go check out Toxic Roads on Twitch. She streams a lot of really fun games. What's going on, Tevia? And Alan. Oh, look, Two Faces I haven't seen in a long... It's been 2 weeks, Alan.
Well, 2 weeks for him is a long time.
It's been 2 weeks. And speaking of which, I actually might be streaming a little bit of Division. Go ahead, go if you want to go. See, this dog wants in and then she wants out. Out and stay out. Because I'm not going to keep bending over and opening and closing the doors. Division, I'll be back on soon to catch up on the patches, because it all goes into Division 2, which I'm looking forward to Division 2. I'm a little upset that Resident Evil 2 still is coming out in January. Did a drunk stream with James last night. Oh, man, I got to go back and check that out. I missed it. Doing good, though. Glad to hear. Oh, yeah, we're back. We're in full swing. Moving towards that 500. 500. We are, next week, you are all in for a treat. I have the latest issue of, well, now there's another issue coming up, but I have issue number 26 of Argo 5. I figured I got it a couple of weeks ago. It's been a hell of a week. We have, how many books this week?
24.
24, and we had 20 the week before, and we had 20 the week before that. I've read Argo, though. I figured since number 5 is next, we're going to be doing Argo 5 next week. That's issue 26. Issue 27 is just coming out, so I'm sure we'll be getting 27 soon. And Sorority of Power actually has a new issue coming out, so I'm sure we'll have both Sorority of Power and Argo 527. So we're going to have a lot of Argo goodness over the course of the next couple of weeks, depending on when I get in touch with Dan. But that's next week. This week, we got, like I said, 24 books. This is the last week. You said 24 books. The last week of September.
Which is September 26, 2018.
I just said that.
I want to say it. The last week of September. Objection.
Tevia,
that was Phoenix, right?
Tevia, no offense, but don't waste. He said, "Don't waste my time with Black Ops 4." I don't consider it a waste of time. Even playing the worst game is not a waste of time. It's still an entertaining. Believe me, when it comes to me, it's entertaining. I know what I'm getting into with Black Ops. I know what's in it and what isn't in it. And what Black Ops has is a mashup of what Fortnite and PUBG give you, It has multiplayer still, and it has zombies.
Zombies is Halloween.
Always in it. So, yeah, it's worth it for me. I may not stream it or play it as much as I play all my other games.
Friday the 13th is free?
Yes, it is. It's actually free now.
Oh.
But I do enjoy a good Black Ops every now and again. A Comic Frontline Live just ain't the same. Alan, I appreciate those words. We'll be back next week, I promise. You know, I wanted to be. I'm not going to speak for you. I've wanted to be on. I miss it. Believe me, I miss being on the shows. They keep me sane. I actually sat down with Cindy yesterday, and we just wrote a list down of everything I'm doing right now. And Monday, as of November, will be Dark Avenger Live. Tuesday is Frontline Live. Wednesday is the comic review, which we're here at. Thursday, every other Thursday, I'll be doing D&D with Gamer Gal Pals, unless, of course, they cancel the D&D meet, which, by the way, everyone who's here now, tomorrow night, Gamer Gal Pals Twitch channel, we'll be doing a live D&D adventure. And I'm going to be on it. Hillary, Pia, myself, Pia's the Dungeon Master, Jill, and Brett, if you know the Gamer Gal Pals, we'll all be there, and we're all going to be going on a really fun first adventure in our new D&D world that PS created. It looks awesome. There's been some, if you follow me on Twitter, you'll see the awesome picture that Jill drew for my character, for my avatar. I'm very excited. I haven't played D&D in forever. I forgot everything, so it's going to be a relearning and fun experience at the same time. So definitely be there for that. But yes, we'll be back on Frontline, Alan. I'll be back on Zone 4 this Friday. So getting back in the swing of live shows. Honestly, I wasn't expecting really many people to pop on now because we haven't been live in 2 weeks. I wish campaign. Well, Tevia, I don't know why. Are you going to get it on PS4? Toxic? Yes. Every game I buy is PS4 from now on, unless it's an Xbox exclusive. Forza, obviously, is an Xbox exclusive. I just got Forza. Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed both would be PS. If I get Assassin's Creed, it'll be the PlayStation 4 version, and definitely Call of Duty is going to be a PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 4. Black Ops 2 is very good, Tevia, but then let's think about Black Ops 3. It was awful. I know why he wasn't. Yeah. May have been bad. But they could have at least gave us better. Well, Tevia, what can you do? Oh, we'll be doing, Alan, we'll be catching up with the Spider-Man, and I am doing also Tomb Raider. But again, I'm moving all that to the side a little bit. That's going to be more side streams. We're going to be doing horror for the rest of the month. I'm going to be doing a Soma stream tonight. I know I've done Soma before. We're going to see if I can finish Soma all in one night. I'm going to be doing it on safe mode to see how safe mode is so we can get the full story. I think the guys are going to get it too, so maybe we can all... Oh, Toxic, if you get it and the guys get it, we will definitely stream some multiplayer and some Battle Royale on... And, hey, 4 of us, we can do zombies as well. Definitely. If you guys get it, I'll even consider getting the Game Pass. And we could just keep playing and get all the, the DLC as it comes out. If you guys get it, because I have no one on PlayStation 4 I know that's getting Call of Duty right now. But if you guys are getting it, like, ask the guys. If you are all getting it, I'll get the Game Pass with the game. Right now, I just have the game. So if you all are definitely 100% getting it, let me know, and I'll add the extra 20. I'll add the extra 20, and I'll get the Game Pass. Or I'll wait for the first DLC to drop, and then I'll get the Game Pass. But if you all are getting it with the DLC, let me know. Spider-Man, yeah, we're going to be finishing that. 2 things. What you think about Bumblebee movie and the Titans international trailer. Don't care about the Bumblebee movie. I'm sorry, Alan. I'm burnt out when it comes to Transformer movies.
Bumblebee's like one of the comedic characters, like Deadpool, isn't he?
Michael Bay. And the Titans international trailer looked awesome. I'm really excited for Teen Titans. I'm probably going to be late getting it, to be honest, just because it's when payday falls. Oh, okay. I understand, Toxic. If you are planning to get it, though, I'm still getting the game, Toxic. No matter what, I'm getting the game. I'm asking if all of you are getting it to get the game. You know what? I'll continue with just the game. When I see everybody has it, then I'll decide if I'm going to get, because the Game Pass gives you automatically a new zombie stage day release. So I don't know. I might get it anyway for all the zombie maps. It just depends, because I have no one to play with right now as of this moment, because nobody's getting Call of Duty. How do I feel about Enter the Spider-Verse movie? I got to see it, Tevye. I've seen the trailers. Bay only a producer now. They kicked him out of the director's chair. Thank you, God. Somebody finally realized. So is Megan Fox in the movie, Alan? Is Megan Fox in the movie?
Why do you care?
I'm almost positive they're getting it. We're talking about it. Okay. Well, that's great. Then I'll have people to play with. Megan Fox is not in the movie. Maybe it'll be good. I don't know, man. I'm still going to wait for it to come on DVD. As far as movies are concerned, I think the next movie I'm waiting for... No, it can't be Avengers. There has to be another movie from then to now.
I want to see Venom.
That's a lot of people got to see Venom early. Like, you know one person who saw Venom.
And I think I know what happened in the post-credits.
Yeah, Carnage.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Oh, wait, why did you say anything?
Because I don't know for sure. Do you know for sure?
I don't know. We might get a Carnage.
Did you go to an early premiere? I doubt it.
No, I just heard about it, and I saw it's from Maximum Carnage. They did like Maximum Carnage thing, where he released the.
If there's no Spider-Man, it's not Maximum Carnage.
No, I'm talking about like the comic book series, the way it started.
Oh, okay.
That scenery.
Figures now. Bay gets the designs of Transformers pretty close to how it's about. Yeah, because he's not the director anymore.
Oh, Captain Marvel. Yeah.
Perfect pitch. Are you looking forward to Venom? Mike just said. You have Venom, then Bumblebee movie, Captain Marvel, then next Avenger movie, and then Godzilla 2.
Oh, next Avengers is next year? That's where Thanos comes? Oh,
that's where it's the end of the Infinity War.
Oh, Captain Marvel's going to get some Thanos action. You know, like
we'll
beating
see.
her.
Honestly, I don't think
she's the world's mightiest hero, isn't she? She could take down Thanos.
I think that she's going to help take down Thanos. I don't think she's going to be the one.
I don't know.
Honestly, I'm more looking forward to a lot of the stuff that's going to be streaming on the DC. I'm just a DC head. I love DC comics, and everyone who knows anyone. Look, I'll call DC bullshit when they do bullshit, and they've done it with the New 52, and they've done it with several things. And I'm kind of a little bit iffy with Scott Snyder's Justice League run right now because there's a lot of talking heads, and I do not like Bendis' Superman. We'll get to that. But I got to say, the DC streaming app, that's what I'm looking forward to. The Titan series, Young Justice is next season, Swamp Thing, Stargirl I'm kind of interested in, but Stargirl...
you never were
Justice Society. No, she was Justice Society, Mike.
Oh, then I don't know.
Justice Society, so a little bit. And the Harley Quinn mature thing, that's like the one that I'm like, okay, whatever. But in the DC Daily, they've been strong. They've been doing real good coverage and good news. And by the way, they did talk about the new covers all this month at cover price. And like Dan Didio said on DC Daily, these are the main covers. They have shiny covers or metallic covers or whatever. And it's for, I think, a total of 30 or 40 books. We got them all. Obviously, we pre-ordered from Midtown. So we will be doing end of the month haul where I'll be showing or showcase of all of the covers, all of them. I'll be saving all the books on the side, and I'm going to showcase every single one of the, I forget what the Chrome covers, I guess they're called again. They're all cover price. They're not extra money and easy to access. There is enough print so everyone gets it, and I'm very happy about that. Heroes in Crisis, we'll talk about that, Tevye. I don't want to get ahead of myself. You're talking like the end of this review. I can't think of one movie I'm looking forward to. You know what killed the Transformers? It's easy. It's called What killed Transformers was Michael Bay, Alan. I mean, I'm sorry. No matter how I think of it. You also have an Untitled Deadpool. Alan, the Untitled Deadpool movie this Christmas is the same Deadpool movie. It's Deadpool 2, except it's the PG-13 version. So it's basically Deadpool 2 without any cursing, without any lewd stuff, without any... It's basically a kiddie version of Deadpool.
Well, it's PG-13 then.
It is PG-13.
Yeah, shouldn't it be PG? If there's no cursing.
No, maybe there'll be a little cursing, but like all the really blue.
But the violence, then
mature
yeah,
stuff
that steps up to the PG-13 scale. All right, so
all right, it's 10:16. We started at 10:01, so technically we've been doing this pre-show for 15 minutes. We're gonna get into the books. I know you all like these random conversations. I promise you, as soon as we get done with the horror streams, which I will be starting, I promise. We're 3 days in, like I said, we will be doing Soma. So anyone who's available tonight after this review, I'm gonna take a little break and then I'm gonna go straight on Twitch, do a little Soma, introduce what we're gonna be doing, talk about the games that I have so far, the games that we want to get. There is VR involved. I'll spoil one game because we're not sure about getting both. We're sure about one. Michael and I will be getting The Exorcist 5 chapters for PlayStation VR.
Yeah, you're gonna be scaring the bejesus out of me with that.
And
game.
I purposely only looked at the trailers for all 5 chapters.
I haven't seen anything.
You're not gonna even see the trailers.
No, I don't want to see.
We are going to go into this game blind, and that's going to be towards the middle of the month because Mike has his check this week, but it's for Comic-Con, so we're going to be ordering the game.
Oh, I was going to say something about that, but finish.
We're going to be getting the game on his next check, so figure about 2 weeks from now we will. There's 5 weeks actually in October, right? I believe there's 5 weeks.
There is.
Yeah,
Halloween.
So we will be doing that. Oh, it's going to be toxic. It's going to be awesome. Yeah. I'll tell you what. I'll be fair. Since they're 17, I'll wait till 20. I'm going to list the games that we got so far. And again, these are not going to be full playthroughs. And Alan's going to like some of them. We have, now obviously on the side, not counted for the horror streams, Forza, if I get Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty, which there's also zombies, so the zombie part will be part of it. Those are all the side games that are coming out this month that I will be streaming randomly. And, of course, the ones I've been doing, like Tomb Raiders.
Yeah. Also, Alan,
Spider-Man.
yes, the game I am going to do is going to be on a weekend.
Yeah, it'll probably be on a weekend. Now, games I've reinstalled. Dying Light the following. I will be doing Dying Light and Dying Light the following. Obviously, I won't be finishing Dying Light. I'm going to just jump into the following at some point. Alien Isolation, continuing through where I left off last. If you'd like to see where I left off last, you can go check out Frontline Gaming Zone. I believe I'm in the first frustration area where the androids start to get violent. Then we also have the DLC for Resident Evil 7. We have the Chris Redfield DLC, and we have Zoe's Uncle's DLC. We have both of those. We have also the other DLC that you can play over and over again, the Blackjack one, but that's not really horror-esque. We have Here They Lie. Digitally, we have Here They Lie. We have Friday the 13th, which if it's free, that means anyone like Toxic and Cody and James, we can get together and we can play some Friday the 13th. There will be Friday the 13th. I have why did the name leave me right now? Hellblade. We have Hellblade. Amnesia. We've done Soma. Soma was created by the people that made Amnesia. Now, Mike, myself, and his girlfriend actually did Amnesia, and then her computer crashed. Yeah. And her computer crashed. Obviously, it's not carried over on the PlayStation, so I have to start over. But we're going to start Amnesia over, and hopefully that game I'd like to get to some point where we finish, but it won't be in October. But we will be playing all of these games sporadically all throughout the month. Now, obviously, it's not going to be an everyday stream, and every stream is going to be different. I'm going to see if I find some more horror games. If I find more, I'll be putting more in. I'm looking through our library daily. We do have a couple more, like Kovac and something to sleep. Oh, my God. Why? Till the Sleep or something like that. We have a lot of horror games. 10-20. Okay. So
I was going to just mention my piece of news.
Definitely getting Friday the 13th. Toxic is free. Awesome. And we will definitely play. I watched a girl stream last night. Started Alien Isolation. Next thing you know, I see tweets saying that was one of the most scariest games. Oh, but there are VR games, Alan. The Exorcist might be one of the scary ones. You better keep an eye on the Twitch, because I think you're going to have fun. Alien Isolation, don't worry. It's coming. I downloaded it. With Alien Isolation, there's the main story, and then there's the DLC. I have the gold. I think it's the gold version. It has all the DLC. I bought all the DLC for it. So I have all the DLC. We will be touching the DLC as well.
All right.
We'll be touching it all. So, and I think that was it. You answered that.
No, I was gonna say my
Toxic. I'm thinking your Yas was for Alien Isolation. Awesome. I see a lot of fans for Alien Isolation. So yeah, we'll be getting to that.
All right.
Oh, and also Overwatch and Destiny both will have Halloween themed stuff. So there will be some Overwatch and there will be some Destiny whenever the Festival of Light comes. Period. The end. Look forward to that on Twitch. Keep an eye on my Twitch. I will be streaming sporadically. And now you have New York Comic Con quickly.
All right, I was just going to say I am going to New York Comic Con. I will try to make it as a vlog, so I will be posting it on Durock 18 on Sunday. And if I get stuff, there'll be a possible haul video for the next part. I'm not going to put it all in one video because that'll be too much and they won't watch the whole thing.
Right.
So one video is going to be me at the con with Ellie and Kevin that's going to come with me. And I wish you would have come, but it's unfortunate.
There was no money for a ticket for me, apparently.
And Sunday, and then Monday will be a haul because I'm gonna be off for Columbus Day, and hopefully I could get that up 1, 2, 3. I think that was about it. I can't remember. But,
and I'll be going to Target sometime this week, so I might have a Target trip recorded. We'll see. For Brooklyn Boys. Now on to the main attraction, that is the books, as we march our way towards 500.
All indies is all mine.
Yeah, Mike's got all indies. He's going to be talking for a bit, but that's okay because then I'm going to be talking for a while when it comes to
and can you move the microphone? Because I'm afraid if I go like this, it's going to hit the microphone.
You should be all right.
All right, well, let's see. WWE NXT Takeover Redemption.
I think that's the last one shot.
Issue number 1, and I think so too, actually. And what I liked about this book, Redemption, first of all, the cover is like really nice, and it just talks about Aleister Black. That's how I say it. Aleister Black's backstory of himself of getting into NXT, and William Regal being, saying that in order to get a championship, he has to rank to the top to get there, and he does, and he wants to like really just be the champion because Aleister, because he knows that he can be the best in the business as well as being champion, and he just is like an all-around guy. And even when he lost the title, he actually took it out on what's his name? I never watched NXT really, so I'm not really familiar with names, but somebody beat him for the championship, and he wants to get like a rematch for that.
I don't know who it is either. I'd help you.
I don't know. Like I said, I never watched NXT, so I really am not familiar with the characters, but I would say it was a really good book. So for those of you who have been watching NXT and know your NXT, then you'll definitely be getting this book to see about that. All right, the next review of is Red Sonja, issue number 21, which is this right here. And for this one, I think that this is I think this was the last issue for this one because it just talks about, what's his name? How can I forget his name? Well, anyway, he's trying. Lord Scott is getting out of his drunken stage of going into the war to fight against Russa Sandak, and this is actually where she fights against the shark.
There's a really cool Aquaman cover coming out.
That has a shark in it, doesn't it? In
November. I don't know if because Aquaman's crossing over with Justice League before anybody says, Chris, are you reading Aquaman? I don't know if I got that variant or if I got the regular cover. If I got the regular cover, I might buy the variant just because of sharks.
Well, as Sandak goes, as Lord Scott goes to find and kill Sandak, Sonja beats the shark, so that's out of here. But the shark got meal on somebody else. So
I love when they put sharks in comics. I don't know why. I'm a huge fan of sharks from a distance.
Yeah.
All right, Alan. Thank you for popping in. I will lurk. See you all on Twitch. Okay, thank you, Alan. I will see you lurking, but make sure you make mention that you're at least there lurking while when you pop on. But thank you for popping in for a bit, Alan.
Yeah, and then in the end, Lord Scott gets well, she gives Red Sonja the sword because he feels that belongs to the younger warrior. And then the clone of Red Sonja comes in, and there's a fight that goes on there. And then she finds out about the amulet that Leela had, I think her name was, and that was it. And whatever it is, now she's going to go alone without the 2 girls that were with her. So there is high hopes for next volume, since it looks
There's
like
always high hopes for a Red Sonja book.
Yes. And we go on to the next book. Since we talked about Red Sonja, we go to the other book that comes out ironically the same week as that. Xena Warrior Princess issue number 8.
Oh, don't forget, if you're a wrestling fan, Super Showdown. Yep.
Saturday, yeah, Triple H, Undertaker one last time. We get that, but we're not going to be watching it because I'm going to be at the con and you're going to be...
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised they did that during New York Comic Con. A lot of people aren't going to tune in for that. Well, then again, it is late at night.
Exactly. And they could do the WWE Network, which is $9.99 a month if it didn't go higher. But, yeah, so they're in the valley where Gabrielle and Xena are going up against...
starts at 4 a.m.
4 a.m.?
Yeah, New York Comic 4 a.m.
Wait a minute, it doesn't start 4 a.m.
Eastern.
4 a.m.
Oh, right, because they're on the other side of the world, remember?
Australia. Well, I'm not going to be up to
I won't be up with that at all.
Okay,
no.
So good. I won't be feeling bad. I'm going to miss it then. Okay, so... it's just like a whole big fight where the Amazon sisters are Queen Quinta, the leader, is helping out with one of the girls, and they go against the Oracle, both Xena and Gabrielle, and it's like a huge fight that happens. I really like the artwork. It's like really phenomenal and everything. And with that, looks like that Xena is going to be dealing with somebody from the past issues, I believe, that she's going to be fighting off against. And she looks very wicked. Wicked indeed. Now, this book, I did want to try this out because... thank you. Because I've read in the past this Valiant of Faith, and I really liked the story. So, you know what? I gave that Dreamside... Faith.
You said Faith.
Oh, Faith. Dreamside, issue number 1. And yes, it does feature Dr. Mirage, as well as Faith's friend over there. So with that, I like how she talks about a superhero story because most of the people in the office know that she's Faith. And I like the story that they do where she saves this little girl from a car, and she's actually wanted by the police because of a murder charges. Now, we all know as readers that it wasn't really her. It was somebody that was cloned as her that did all this, because you remember in the past ones how she was framed. So one of her friends who could turn to a monster actually pretended to keep her as a hostage and whatnot, so that way she could get away from the police and all that. So basically there was that save, and there's like lots of other things that Faith is going through of what she has to go with the crowd, with the police. And Dr. Mirage shows up in the end. Like, I thought she'd be in the issue, but I guess she just showed up right there in the end. It's like, okay, so never judge a book by its cover, because they may just come in the beginning of the issue and that's it, or at the end. And believe me, sometimes that's happened a lot in comic books. A Harbinger Wars 2. This is the aftermath, issue number 1. The aftermath of the Harbinger Wars at Livewire, Manowar, Ninjak, and what happened afterwards, after this whole war has ended. And it looks just focused more on Livewire and Exo in the beginning. You have Ninjak, who appears also about, what he does. And just Livewire is having a little bit of a romance going on over there. Yeah,
we'll call it a romance.
Oh, yeah. What's wrong, man? I'm not going to...
It was sex.
Why? When this isn't Savage Dragon.
No, not Savage Dragon.
It's not Savage Dragon.
No,
see, you're going to...
Rich, what's going on, my friend?
Yeah, and also, I can't remember what...
Oh, Rich got to see an early screening of Venom. See, look at that. He got to see an early screening. Lucky, my friend. Lucky.
Yes. And we got Bloodshot, who actually comes in this issue. And, of course, he goes through everything with his thingamajigger, and it's also
Frost
the end, because
Frost is like look at that Tom Selleck mullet. He's talking about your hair.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, mustache. I'm sorry, mustache. Why did I say mullet?
Well, I'm keeping it for Mario.
Yeah, Mike's cosplaying Mario this weekend at New York Comic Con.
Well, they knew that. I tweeted it.
You should have just done Tom Selleck. You should have gone as Tom Selleck.
I don't know who Tom Selleck is. Who is he?
Look him up.
What is he playing in a movie or something? Like
no, Mike. Just look him up. You know him.
No,
You've watched movies with him.
No, what was he in?
I'll tell you later.
No, tell me now. Oh, that one? No. Not doing that. No, I'm Mario. The end. All right. So there's that. And the last book from
Tom Selleck, a lot of girls chased after him.
Yeah.
Just saying.
All right. So I did review this on Frontline, so I'm just going to give a briefie of this. I'm really a briefie of this. Man OWar, issue number 19. This is the celebratory of 75 issues of Man OWar, and that's
since Valiant's return. Yeah,
since Valiant's return. And just to make it a long story short, it focuses on Colonel Lady Capshaw.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Go down a minute.
Oh, Jamie Capshaw.
Issue 19. No, we had 75 issues since they came back. They rebooted. They renumbered it again. That's right.
And it's just a whole focal story of Colonel Jamie Capshaw, who goes to the boss, and then the boss says you have these things like relationships with people to talk to Arak because of this thing that they're going to be doing. So he's like saying either do what I say to talk to him or you're gone. Like basically try to talk him into what he should be doing and everything. I want to show you one cover actually. One art actually.
Wow.
First of all, the artwork's amazing in this one. She was taking a shower. You don't see any nakedness. Relax. So
Mew Mew.
He turns. Huh?
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, as that's going on, he actually got back in his suit. So that happened, and Lady Capshaw goes to Australia. Which, hey, look at that. That's where the pay-per-view is going to be. Actually, the
and that's warning number
Super
1.
Showdown. Yeah. And they go on this thing, and then EXO meets up with this guy who is at no good, tries to knock him off, and then Jamie sees this happening, and she goes to basically try to save him, which is left off, as a to be continued. And that'll be it for that. So we're out of the indies. Sorry if I bored you guys half to death with that. So, yeah.
We are going into Marvel.
Yep.
We're starting with Extermination issue number 3 because I'm already tired of this. I don't know why, but I'm just not. I mean, the young Cable, I mean, I like that they younged him up a bit, but man, he's got his agenda. You got the guy and his hounds with their agenda, and they're all chasing after one thing, the young X-Men. And so far, Cable has almost all of them. I mean, I think he's only missing 2 by the end of this issue, and that being Scott and Jean. I don't know. I mean, we all know that this is the miniseries that's supposed to set things back to the way they were, possibly. Already, Angel has his regular wings back again, we see. Okay, that's the end. And how come I can't remember? There we go. Can we go a step further? There we go. So now, Extermination, I don't know how I'm feeling about it. I'm really not. At this point, I'll just be happy to see the series kind of finish off and the X-Men move forward.
Yeah.
X-Men, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be fixed with X-Men, I feel. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be fixed. Extermination, I feel like we're going to get Cable. We have X-Force who's chasing after young Cable. I feel like this is more of a promo for X-Force, and obviously to write off Bendis' young X-Men, but I feel like a lot of it is to set up for X-Force as well. So we'll see how it goes. But I don't know, Extermination, it has its moments of up and down for me. Marvel 2-in-1, The Thing and Human Torch, the final part, 10 issues long. Thing and Human Torch have their powers back, and they kick the Thinker's ass, along with his what's the word I'm looking for? His wannabe Fantastic Four group, and I think it went gorgeously. I think it
You
went
mean
really
it was glorious?
Oh, it was glorious for sure. And then they got to go home. I feel like the resolve was a bit quick, though. I really do feel the resolve was a bit quick when it comes to this story arc. But again, a lot of people weren't happy with where Fantastic Four 1 went. So, because they thought that 2 and 1 was going to lead into Fantastic Four, and then Fantastic Four went into a completely different direction. Issue 2 should have been issue 1. Beside the point, Fantastic Four is still awesome right now. But, yeah, I think I'm done with 2 and 1. I might casually read it on the side outside of the reviews, but I wanted to finish off at least this series. I wanted to finish off this first arc. I like 2 and 1. I think next is Mr. Fantastic and the Thing. Again, though, not something that it's something I probably want to read on the side at my own pace instead of having to read it the week it comes out. But I did enjoy the first arc for 2 and 1, and I'm okay with the way the Fantastic Four book went. But again, that's just the way it is. Edge of Spider-Geddon issue number 4. Norman Osborn story where he is a spider and Peter was killed by him. It was a weird story, and I feel like he's going to be more of an antagonist to the spiders than joining with them, because his son is the reason for certain things that are set into motion. At least that's the gist of what I was getting for when it comes to Spider-Geddon. We did get issue 0. I'll talk about that in a moment. We're gonna switch gears a bit to Michael in a sec. But again, side story and setup for the main event, which issue 0 came out, and we'll talk about that in a minute, because now Mike's going
to the comments.
No, the comments are fine. They're there. I just did one. You're fine. Nobody said anything yet.
I didn't know.
All right. Yeah.
The Punisher issue number 2, and this is what I did review for Comic Frontline. So I'm gonna make this very brief and short. So it's like, long story short, it's Punisher that's going to Zima or Zemo. Can't remember the name of Hydra is going after the Punisher, and we all knew that from last issue where he said he was gonna Zemo is gonna cause a war for that. So there's just been a whole thing of the Punisher trying to get to Hydra, as well as the SWAT team trying to take him into justice. Even Fury said on the phone, like, saying you should turn yourself in. Of course, Frank Kyle's not going to do that. This I thought you would like, actually. Luke Cage and Iron Fist actually make an appearance in this issue and fight off against the Punisher. And the Punisher has ways of escaping. Here's how. So there was that.
Mew Mew, I give you one more chance. If you say something out of the way, I will completely, totally, and utterly block you permanent.
Yeah. And Daredevil talks to him, Punisher, and it looks like that the Punisher has his hands really, really full, because everybody, the police are after him, Captain Marvel's team's after him. Now these guys, Punisher's got a lot on his plate to deal with. Let me tell you, very, very much so, a lot to deal with, for that matter, and for that alone.
All right, we're going into Spider-Geddon issue number 0. I like how it's kind of like an Edge of the Spider-Verse issue, but at the same time, it's an issue 0.
Yeah, there were 2 Spider-Geddons in this review.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's really cool that it's an issue 0, but really could have been an Edge of the Spider-Verse. The Spider-Man from the video game universe is being brought into the Spider-Geddon because, I mean, he's popular. The game's popular. Everybody's played it. He's played it. I've played it. Everybody's played it. We all love it. So, I like that Doc Ock Spidey, the superior Spider-Man, goes to bring him in to Now, I thought, reading this book, it was the clean slate Doc Ock Spidey at first. I really did. And then I realized when Otto asked what happened to his counterpart in that world, he left a little spider behind, which obviously is going to do something with that Doc Ock. But anyway, and I wonder if that'll translate into the game. That would be interesting if it translates into the game, but then you would have to have read Spider-Geddon, which I don't think game developers will be like, hey, go read this comic event so you'll know why there's a little spider, unless they do a little game recap somehow. I don't know how they do that. But anyway, I think it's Superior Spider-Man before the full change, because we still have Superior Octopus, which is a one-shot that comes out today. That came out today. And that's also part of the Edge of the Spider-Verse. And that he's being brought into. So I don't know if this Spider-Man is the Doc Ock Superior we're going to be getting in the ongoing soon, or if Superior Octopus is going to be the one that becomes Superior, who's the one that kind of got his clean slate from Pete to move on to become the actual current day Superior Spider. I don't know which Superior Spider-Man timeline-wise this one is, if he's from the present or if he's from the further back Spider-Man. So I'm not sure. Now, I had to read this book. The first arc is completely done from Peter Parker, Spectacular Spider-Man. So 310 is literally a one and done. This guy's doing a documentary on Spider-Man, and he asked a bunch of people questions about Spider-Man. And I like how Peter Parker was one of the last people he asked, but people are sharing their stories. This one woman, he saved her son from, going to jail and leading, because he was working with these gangsters. And then we find out later on that the kid was killed by the gangsters because they thought that he was the rat and not that Spider-Man was the one that found them and caught them. So, I don't know. It was definitely a tug at the heartstrings. I will say that it definitely did tug at the heartstrings, that story specifically. But I like how some people hate him. Some people call him a menace, and then some people love him and say that, he's a hero, whatever. They even question Captain America, which was cool. And I thought it was a nice, solid, one-shot issue. Really great, really good art. I'll come and check the next issue of Peter Parker out to see where they're going. Will I promise you guys it's going to be in the review? No, because I've been casually reading Peter Parker, and this is the first issue I felt like I could put. First of all, that wasn't part of that first arc. That was nuts. And at the same time, it was a fun read. I liked it. So I would definitely say check out Peter Parker 310.
Amazing Spider-Man issue number 6.
And that's Humberto Ramos artwork inside of it.
It is actually. I've actually noticed that when I was looking through this comic book. And it's just basically starts off where Taskmaster and Black Ant are trying to take down Vulture, which they did. And then it talks about, I like how when Peter Parker, Mary Jane, they're like, doing some, lovey-dovey on the couch, and the guy in the background like saying, "Oh, hey, Peter, I noticed you there." And the guy is the supervillain, which is Boomerang. And then Peter's like saying, like, this guy is such a jerk. And Mary Jane's like saying, I don't get why you don't like him, because she doesn't know that he's actually Boomerang. And you know what was really funny? The whole thing, like, with as if you continue, where they were going to like a bar that was for villains, and they're playing the game of how a Spider-Man trivia night, and Peter Parker like knows all the answers, and he's like saying all the answers, and he's like saying, "How do you know?" I'm like saying, "I'm his person."
I'm just happy Peter and Mary Jane are back together. I agree, Rich. I 100% agree.
Yeah. And I like how he's just like being like, I know everything about Spider-Man, all this stuff. I'm his photographer and whatnot. So he's just having a blast at the bar where Kingpin has stuff of his own. But, Peter Parker's like saying maybe they're not all bad. So I'm like, oh boy. He's getting into
the next issue looks like he's getting. No, he's not going that way. He's trying to make friends.
I know, but I'm just saying. Maybe not a Spider-Man, but as Peter Parker, why not?
So we're now going into DC Comics, and we have 3 versions of DC Comics. Let's start with the DC Metalverse. The Terrifics save Tom Strong.
Issue number 8.
Issue number 8. They save Tom Strong, and because Tom Strong's in a unique universe, it turns out Phantom Girl can now go tangible again. We already know that Metamorpho's been cured since the last arc, and the Dark universe, the Darkverse bond that's forcing all 4 of them to stay together is now broken, so they can go their own separate ways now, and it won't hurt them. And you also see that other guy that's is fiending after Metamorpho's girlfriend, which they don't usually show that in comics unless it's going to become an issue later on. But anyway, I like Metamorpho as a human. I really do. I think he's fine like that. But again, he's a known superhero. So how long until that curse or being Metamorpho comes back? I don't think it's that far off. But Tom Strong is looking for his wife and daughter. So they all split up. Of course, Plastic Man and the robot go to the cartoon verse because they're cartoony. Mr. Terrific and Tom Strong end up in the DC universe, back in the regular DC universe, and Phantom Girl and Metamorpho end up in like a Mayan or a Egyptian kind of futuristic place, and they're all looking for members of the Strong family. Now, of course, Plastic Man being in a cartoon verse, he's a cartoon version of of Tom Strong. And Metamorpho and Phantom Girl actually find, I believe it's Tom Strong's wife. I forget the names of the wife and daughter. So it's either the wife or the daughter they find. And then, like I said, Mr. Terrific and Tom Strong are in the DC verse. And they get attacked, and they have a little back and forth dialogue. And then they get attacked by Swamp Thing. Why? We don't know yet. But that's where the book ends. So I'm enjoying the Terrifics. It's a really fun story. I'm glad they broke that whole they're forced to be together kind of thing, because you start to see that they're kind of close with each other. I don't see them separating the characters. I like that they solved the problems of the characters, but I see them sticking together after this arc, even though their bond that forces them to stay together is broken. And I'm going to fix the camera a little bit because I noticed it's a little low. Okay. Going into now the digital version. Now, let me just remind myself because it's been a minute since I've done this. Okay. So, The Death of Superman, Part 1 still. Believe it or not, I thought this would say at least Part 2. Part 1, Chapter 9. This should have said Part 2 because now the last issue or the last chapter left off right before the fight between Superman and Doomsday. This chapter takes up after the fight with Superman and Doomsday and after the death of Superman. And Wonder Woman is having... they're all at the Hall of Justice, which has been destroyed. Doomsday is being taken away, and Wonder Woman's having a reminiscent memory of her time with Superman, and they're all talking about losing Superman. And now it's kind of leading into the funeral side of the death of Superman. I'm guessing that Part 2 is going to be the reign of the Superman. I'm not sure, but I like this issue. I like this chapter. If you're not reading it digitally, I don't know when it's coming out physically. It could be a digital-only period forever book, but I'm digging it. Batman Kings of Fear, issue number 2. I'm done.
The cover looks like it says it all.
This would have won my least favorite book of the week. I'm not into this. I thought I would be. I really did. And, it's just not my thing. I love Batman. There are a lot of Batman books I'm reading right now. King of Fear started off really weak, and it continues to be pretty weak. Now, you don't have to show the covers of that. Just mention what it is for the story. But I will say King of Fear, some people may like it. Some people may not. I personally, I'm done with the book. I'm going to be dropping it.
So why can't I show the cover?
Because it's from a store.
All right, well, it's Teen Titans.
Yeah.
Which is the giant 100-page thing.
Issue number 3.
Right. And it's just the...
Now, what Mike's talking about is not all the reprint stuff in the book. He's talking about the new story that's in the book.
Yeah, it's the Fearsome Five that goes up against Teen Titans. And first of all, the artwork's like really good, especially the fight that they do against them. And Starfire, Raven, Robin, the Tim Drake Robin, actually, right?
Oh, really? You're not... what? Yeah.
Tim Drake Robin, right?
I don't know if that's Tim Drake or Dick Grayson.
No, it's not Dick Grayson, that's for sure. I think it's Tim Drake.
Okay.
Wait. Yeah, Tim Drake. Robin.
Okay, it's Tim Drake. Yeah. And Rich, who's a huge Batman fan, says, yeah, I can't get into Kings of Fear either. I'm not getting it. Read digital. Yeah, exactly. I'm done with it digitally too. I'm just not digging it at all.
So they saved the civilians from all the destruction and everything, but they got something that the Teen Titans needed, and that's going to be
revealed next month.
Yeah.
I like that Walmart is doing these books. It sucks that there's no Walmart in New York, so a lot of these stories...
Well, not in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
It's going to be in the city.
Oh, they're making one in the city?
Well, are they?
I don't think so.
Didn't they have one in the city? I don't know.
Batgirl issue 27, the new suit appears and Batgirl is having seizures, and I know that they're not going to do it again because everybody's very happy that she's walking Barbara again, but I hate that they keep teasing with the wheelchair and the memories. You know, when I started reading DC, Barbara was the Oracle. And, you know, you grow used to a character being the way she is. And now you got Barbara as Batgirl again. We've had her as Batgirl since the New 52. They found a way around that whole, I was paralyzed, but now I'm not. And out of the few things that I'm sure New 52-wise is going to carry over after we finish with all this Doomsday Clock, Dr. Manhattan screwing with time thing, I would want Barbara to remain Batgirl. I like her as Batgirl, and I know that they might just be hinting it, they might just be teasing it, and it's not, it's only just, you know, kind of one of those things where it's like, oh, we're just showing you what she was. That's fine. I just get nervous when you start showing it a bit too much, and she's obviously going after, I forgot the name of the character already. Well, why did it slipped right through me? But I'm liking the direction of Batgirl. Right now I'm more casually reading it. I did finish it in time to do this review, but we'll see if it continues forward. If I continue forward with it, I might be putting this in my casual read, but I am enjoying Batgirl again. I wanted to put it in this review to say that Batgirl is definitely an enjoyable read. If you didn't like her the past run since Gail Simone left, I would definitely say try this one out. It's starting to get very interesting. Oh, and now she's being framed for murder that she didn't commit. Grotesque. Because she was fighting Grotesque and she had another episode. And then she faints, and then the person that Grotesque killed, she's being framed for. Titans issue number 26. Yeah, I know I said I was dropping it, but for some reason I just keep coming back for more. So they are fighting against the Blood Cult now. And the Blood Cult sets a trap. And Miss Martian actually gets found out. We find, you know, they one of the members of the Titans, I'm not going to say who, you should read the book, finds out that she is a white Martian, which were the bad guys. I guess they brought that history back to the DC universe where the white Martians invaded and John Jones, that's how John Jones came in and whatnot. And she's freaking out because she doesn't want the Titans to know that she is a white Martian. I mean, she looks like Jean, so you would automatically assume she's a Martian from Mars. And man, is she scary looking, I will say that. But the Titans get their butts handed to them for a while until the very end, where they have this machine that's supposed to negate the effects of what's going on in the community or the town. And we find out that the whole town was killed, that the blood cult's involved, and now the Titans have to deal with this. And Dick is having severe second thoughts about the Titans. Scary times. We'll see where this goes.
All right, Justice League Dark, issue number 3. So in this issue, they encounter with a new villain in this issue after they show the whole Zatanna with her father, like how she was close to him. The Upside Down Man appears that they fight off against. I mean, it's not easy to forget because he's basically the Upside Down Man. And, you know, he wreaks lots of havoc and has this power where he can melt people for some reason. Swamp Thing comes in and he gets owned, but John Constantine tries to come in, and he actually makes a little sacrifice, not as dying, like a little sacrifice of himself to actually basically try to defend him. And as Zatanna was going to be destroyed, Wonder Woman comes in to help her. And with Wonder Woman, things don't really look too good for Wonder Woman now because after all that, it's just the beginning of
the Witching Hour, which is starting next. Yeah, it's starting next month. It's going to be a Wonder Woman one-shot, Wonder Woman and Justice League Dark, a Justice League Dark and Wonder Woman, and then one in each issue of Wonder Woman and Justice League Dark.
Right. So
you'll be rereading Wonder Woman in 2 one-shots next month.
Perfect.
Detective Comics 989. As we go down the rabbit hole, we find out the person that was murdered wasn't the person they all thought him to be. It was somebody else. It was somebody who was killed before. And there's a big conspiracy going on behind the scenes, and Batman's coming to Jesse Johnson. What is up? How are you doing? Justice League Dark is so good. I'll be honest with you, man. I agree. I'm casually reading it, and it is going really good. I don't know if you want it physically still. I don't know, so I haven't been buying.
No, I don't.
You're good digital?
I'm good digital.
Okay. The Witching Hour, I don't know. No, I don't think I did. I'm not sure now. But I know that they're part of the special covers anyway, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, Detective Comics, he's going down the rabbit hole. I like how the story bounces back and forth between Batman doing some detective work and then Firefly and his apprentice and him teaching her what it's like to be fire. I love how he knows he's third rung. And he lists the hierarchy of supervillains and why he's all the way at the bottom and what he's, how he's hoping to one day become part of that higher tier and what his goals are and what her goals should be. Anyway, long story short, Batman does attack. He gets away, but she doesn't. And remembering all the things that Firefly taught her, she basically tells Batman what he needs to know. And we find out that the person behind all of the stuff that's going on, the two Fireflies, the place where he finds the guy, and I forgot there were two other things. It leads into Two-Face. We saw it coming. It was advertised already. I completely forgot. See, this is why I say never remember solicits. It leads into Batman face-to-face with Two-Face. Next issue, we see more of what Two-Face wanted to get Batman's attention for. Now, here we go. Action Comics, number 1000. And 3.
Now, what happens in this one with Michael Bendis?
So they jumped ahead.
Michael Bendis.
They jumped ahead. We don't know what was discussed between Lois and Superman. I think they saved that for later on. We have this girl who gets her hands on that kryptonite, which we all knew she was going to get her hands on. She actually brings it, stupidly, to the Daily Planet. Thank God she doesn't notice that Clark gets sick before she walks in the room, so she can't put two and two together that the kryptonite's what's affecting him. But he notices the kryptonite in her purse. Batman shows up, because he's on the cover, as you see, and takes away the kryptonite. I do have an issue with this issue. We'll get to it. So he takes the kryptonite away. Superman finds the girl. The Red Cloud attacks the girl that gave... I keep forgetting her stupid name. The reporter, the new reporter that we all know is dirty... the kryptonite. She dies by the Red Cloud. Superman shows up and goes, what the hell's going on here? And she's like, I don't know. I was doing this first story. I'm scared. Da, 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 da. And he's like, it's okay. I'm here for you. And that's where the book ends. And I'm sorry. And then Lois gets a visit from somebody else. And it's Lex Luthor, who didn't see this coming. Now, this is where my question goes. There's inconsistencies because Lex Luthor is a supervillain right now in Justice League. Does this book take place before that? Or is Lex Luthor absolved from everything in Justice League and we just don't know it yet because Justice League is going to be something that's going on for a while? I don't know. He don't know. None of us know. But for some reason, Lex Luthor looks like he's a common person still. Like a person that's still on the street,
You mean in between?
Working LexCorp. Yeah. He doesn't look like the supervillain that he's being built up as again in Justice League. Who knows? At this moment, who cares? My issue, and now I'm starting to see it. So many people in Marvel, when Brian Michael Bendis was writing New Avengers, said that Brian Michael Bendis writes a lot of characters like Spider-Man. And I was like, no, he doesn't. I enjoy the way I'm reading. Again, I was fresh to Marvel. So reading the new Teen Titans, the new Avengers, and reading all these other books that Brian Michael Bendis wrote, I didn't see it because these characters were characters I had not seen outside of Brian Michael Bendis' writing. I now see what people are talking about, and he doesn't write them all like Spider-Man. He likes to write all of his characters very sarcastic. And what threw me up was, and you know what? I forgot, for a moment there, I forgot that Bendis was writing Superman. I was enjoying the book. Then we got to the scene with Batman and Superman, and Rich, as a Batman fan, would know this to be true. And also the fact of what's going on in Batman's life right now. When Superman said, what did you do with the kryptonite? Batman sarcastically says, I made it into a friendship necklace. Don't worry, it's safe. That was where I said, oh, that's right, Bendis is writing this book. Every character Brian Michael Bendis writes, he writes them in a sarcastic manner. He can't write characters to be serious. He really can't. He always finds a way to give every single character in his books a sarcastic line. And you know what? If not for that one Batman Superman scene, the rest of the book, honestly, it felt like a Superman book again. It truly and honestly did. I didn't even any other star. Batman's line there at that moment was out of place, and I don't understand why. Now, as a person who writes comics, I have characters, and they do have sarcasm. We all know this. We've all read Celestial Falcon issue 1 by now. If not, sign up for the Last Ember Press newsletter, and you can read it for free. But again, he's a teenager, and we'll talk about when he becomes an adult. But I know the fine line between a sarcastic character and a character that throws sarcasm out every once in a while. Bendis puts sarcasm in every single one of his characters. I don't think Bendis would be good on Batman after reading that. I truly don't. Which worries me for the same time where he's going next. But I really, again, it plays into what I've been saying. And Bendis cannot write a serious book. He always has to find a place to throw sarcasm in. And it's not just sarcasm. It's sarcasm that doesn't fit. Now, right now, I think his worst work out of the 2 Superman books is in Superman still. I truly feel like Superman is his weakest book out of the 2. Action, like I said, other than that one Batman scene that made me go, really? You had to give Batman that sarcasm. No, I'm making a friendship bracelet. That's totally something Spider-Man would say.
Yeah.
And now I understand why people in Marvel were saying Bendis writes his characters just like Spider-Man. No, people from Marvel, Bendis wrote his character sarcastic. It just so happens that Spider-Man is the sarcastic hero in the Marvel universe. Unfortunately, I dropped Superman. Hashtag it's not funny.
Oh, it's not funny.
It wasn't. And Rich, I don't blame you. I, on the other hand, cannot do that. No matter how bad. I lived through John Romita Jr. I went through New 52, dropping the book and then picking up all the back issues I missed and continuing it. And I've gone through some really shitty times in the early 2000s. Bendis is just another chapter. So I'm going to stick out Bendis. And hopefully after Bendis, we'll get some good stuff again. That's all I can say. But as far as when you say Superman, do you mean Superman the book or all of Superman? By the way, Rich, I don't know if you mean all of Superman or just the Superman title. But action, that was a dumb scene. You could have easily just not put that in. I made it a friendship bracelet and just have Batman say, "It's safe. Don't worry." Period. You didn't have to have that sarcastic line in. And especially Batman is super broody and super dark right now because of the Selena Kyle thing, because of, Nightwing, which true, it just happened last week, so you can't have it like shadow in immediately. But he's had some dark times for a while. He's been very broody. Superman title. Gotcha. Just want to make sure. He's been very dark and very broody for a while. That line came out of left field. That came out of left field where it doesn't fit the character profile for a long time right now. And yeah, I'm sorry. Even in a Batman book, I don't see him having that sarcasm right now. You didn't like the scene either. I agree. That made it didn't, character-wise, it didn't fit at all for Batman. And I'm saying for Batman, not for Superman. Superman really didn't do anything this time around, sarcastically. This time around, it was just a Batman line, and it was out of place. So I don't know about you guys, but I truly think Bendis should stick to his creator-owned stuff that he has with DC, do an on and off book here and there, and then the rest, let it go. Because honestly, it's not funny. None of it. And that sarcastic line for Batman, where it's supposed to be, oh, Batman cracked the fun. No, Bendis. Batman doesn't crack a funny right now. Just like Batman being a Superman fan. Yeah. And I love how another line that Batman said when he flew away and Superman's like, thanks, you're the best. He flew away and said, world's finest. When has Batman ever referred to him and Superman as world's finest? He does say that they are world's finest, but at the same time, he's like, yeah, man, world's finest. Bros forever. It's like, that did not fit. It didn't fit. There were certain lines and certain personalities that don't fit. I understand Jay's point of view, and we did have discussions of this before. I have a very 90s Superman mindset because That's what I've read. That's where I started reading Superman. I have 90 all the way through to now present day, missing very, very little in between. The 80s, 70s, 60s, you know, that's a Superman I didn't read too much. Why are they turning Batman into a fanboy? I don't know. In the Justice League movie? I don't know. Well, now Ben Affleck's gone, so I don't think they're even going to turn Batman into anything anymore. I think Batman's going to be disappearing from the movies just like Superman for the next 10 years. WB needs to get their head out of their butts. That's all I'm saying. 2 event books this week. First one is Heroes in Crisis, issue number 1. We get to see some intros to superheroes and anti-heroes that joined the Sanctuary. What was it called? The Sanctuary, was it? I believe it's the Sanctuary. Yeah, it is a Sanctuary, which is basically a rehabilitation center. And Booster Gold and Harley Quinn get into a fight in the beginning of the book because they both escaped the Sanctuary. Everyone else was killed. We don't know who did it, but everybody who's there is dead. Wally's dead. Roy is dead. A bunch of people are dead. And Superman shows up with Batman and Wonder Woman, and now it's become a crime scene. And like I said, in between all of this, you get little character like, hi, my name is, and a rundown of, you know, I need help. And in the end, Harley Quinn and Booster Gold crash into a field. Booster's bleeding out bad. Harley's beaten up bad. And Booster believes Harley's the one that killed everybody. But Harley's like, Booster, you must have cracked real deep because you're the one that killed everyone. And it's like, whoa. So one of the two of them, or maybe neither of them, killed everyone at the Sanctuary. So now, question is, who did do the killing and why? Booster Gold has time travel. If you don't think time travel is going to be involved here to fix something, you're wrong.
The battery's about to die.
Okay, so let's do this. I enjoyed the first issue, unlike Tevia. I'm not really a lot happened. I feel like a lot is going to be revealed as the series moves forward. I'm interested in the series, and I'll be continuing it forward. Doomsday Clock Before Mike's Thing Dies, issue number 7. We are officially past the halfway point. Finally. I got the variant cover, the digital cover. That's the main cover. So, why did Ozymandias want the Green Lantern power battery? And I like how it opens up with Dr. Manhattan saying how Green Lantern Alan Scott happened and how in one reality he pushed the lantern a little bit out of the way and Alan Scott died and never became the Green Lantern. And there were other realities he showed off as well. But Ozymandias wanted it because his cat, apparently when he cloned it, had residual energy of Dr. Manhattan. And that's basically going to be their calling card to him. And we find out that the Marionette is pregnant again. Obviously, Dr. Manhattan shows up and teleports them away. Batman and the Marionette had a fight for a bit in the beginning. So basically, all the Watchmen get teleported away along with the comedian. So all of the Watchmen get teleported away at that moment. And Ozymandias has this conversation with Dr. Manhattan. He explains why he's there and et cetera, et cetera. And then we find out that Dr. Manhattan found out that a couple of months from now, he doesn't see the future anymore. The last thing he sees is Superman coming at him, the most hopeful superhero ever, hopeless, and then it all goes black. So he doesn't know if Superman kills him or he kills Superman and then everything ends. Like that's the end of time and space itself. And obviously this is playing into the end of Doomsday Clock. So obviously we're getting teases now of the end of Doomsday Clock. Will we get another origin story? I don't remember the solicit for the next issue, but I hope we don't. I really do hope we keep moving forward with the story now. So also Dr. Manhattan tells the guy who believes he's Rorschach that Ozymandias not only is lying about having cancer, but Ozymandias is lying to him about Rorschach and his father being best friends. As a matter of fact, we find out that his father was the psychologist that Rorschach was working with in the jail, and he ruined the psychologist's life. They broke up. He broke up with his wife. They all separated in the end, and this guy cracked and believed whatever Ozymandias or whatever was fed to him, and he's not the next Rorschach. And that's when he takes his journal that he wrote, believing he was Rorschach, and all the stuff, all the information about Ozymandias, Dr. Manhattan, and he sends it to the Daily Planet to Lois Lane. And this is why I think Bendis, this is where I think Lois Lane is even out of Bendis's hands. This is playing into Doomsday Clock a bit, and that's why Lois is away. And I think that's what she explains to Clark, that she got this book, and why we haven't seen it in action yet, and why we will at some point. Because Bendis even mentioned, if you get the DC Nation, which is a free magazine that comes out once a month, it's explained. Bendis says that Lois has information that's even dangerous for Superman, and that's why she's away from him. That's why she went away. And the information obviously is probably going to be this guy's journal, and he fades away. Rorschach is now officially dead forever, and he fades away into the slums with a bunch of other poor people. And now Ozymandias is pissed off because Dr. Manhattan doesn't want to talk with him anymore. The conversation's over, whatever. So Ozymandias decides, you know what? I can not only just save our world, I'll save this world too. So he makes his plan up, and Saturn Girl reads his mind and sees, wait, you can't do that. That's not supposed to happen. And he knocks her out. He knocks out Alan Scott, not Alan Scott. He knocks out Thunderbolt, which eventually he'll become Thunderbolt again, I believe. And he's like, I have a plan. And that's where the book ends. And we, like I said, we also find out that Marionette's pregnant again. And the reason why Dr. Manhattan didn't kill her the first time is because he saw her future with her child, what her child would become. And that's why he chose not to hurt her in a way where she'd have a miscarriage. And she's like, what does my child become? He's like, which one? She's like, what do you mean, which one? I only have one. He's like, oh, I keep forgetting. I mess up time. You're pregnant again, by the way. And she's like, oh my God, I'm pregnant again. Mm-hmm. But I do like how Rorschach, before he, drops the mask forever, beats the crap out of Joker and leaves him basically in a puddle of his own blood for Batman to deal with. And Batman sees Dr. Manhattan. He's like, I know who you are. And of course, you know what pisses me off? Everybody complained about Batman's penis and Batman Damned #1, but no one complained when Joker had a flamethrower between his legs, pretending or basically teasing the fact that, or am I just happy to see you, basically insinuating dick. But okay, for some reason that's okay, but a shadowed penis isn't in a mature reader book. Go figure. And now, because of this controversy that all these people bitched and complained about, Batman Damned #2 is delayed till December, and Batman Damned #3 I don't think is coming out till February, March, because obviously DC now is going to fine-tooth comb the rest of the series and make sure that there's nothing else that people are going to make memes and shit and bitch about. I wish these could come out more regularly. I always need to read. Exactly. Rich, I wish they would. I truly think that they're still kind of in the development of the last couple of issues. And that's why I think once they have all the issues done, that's when they'll be like, okay, for the next 3 months or 4 months or however many months, monthly series again. At this rate, it won't be over. We were just at 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 5 more issues. It won't be over until close to this time next year, a couple of months earlier. 10 months from now, it'll be over. A lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a tall order. But we'll stick around because we're DC fans, and that's what we do. And with that, that is it for this review, everybody. Thank you all so much for being here. We're back live, everybody. Real happy to be back. Keep an eye on Twitch. I will be streaming some horror streams tonight. Mike will be going to New York Comic-Con this weekend.
Only Saturday. I should have the video up Sunday. I
will be live on Gamer Gal Pals tomorrow doing some D&D. And I will be live on Comic Frontline this Friday with Brant and Jay for another awesome episode of Zone 4. You have all that to look forward to. Jesse's Comic Conversation is also tomorrow, which is Thursday. You have Justin's Sunday morning comics. Monday we will not have Dark Avenger live because of all the horror streams, but keep an eye on Twitch. Tuesday will be Frontline live once again, and then come back here next Wednesday for the next episode of the Dark Avenger comic book review, which will be 465. We will have a special Argo 5 issue number 26 review. 27 just came out, and the next Sorority of Power came out, so hopefully we'll have 27 and Sorority of Power. I believe it was 16 pretty soon after, but we have Argo 5's next issue, Gladiator's Origin. That's all I'm going to say. I'm really excited. It's going to be the first book we review, or I review, next week. Love your reviews. You guys rock. Thank you so much, Rich. And as a matter of fact, Rich, Jesse, I'm not going to say thank you to Mew Mew because I'm sure that was a troll anyway. Alan, Toxic Rose, go check her out on Twitch. She streams all different times. Awesome streamer. Tevia, Firestorm, who was here at the beginning as well. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. Love you guys. You are awesome. And Toxic's still here. I knew you were here listening in, and I probably were gaming or something more. As always, love Toxic Rose. Go check her out on Twitch, like I was saying. She's always here, always supporting the review every single time we do it. Thank you all so much for being here. We'll be back next week.
Yep.
So till then, keep reading, keep collecting. We'll see you all next time on the next episode of The Dark Avenger Comic Book Review.
Hey, everybody.